Let's talk about Man United. We'll start off with he being Erik Ten Hag. He's been speaking ahead of his side's must-win Champions League clash against Bayern Munich tonight. He said he expects the fans to get behind the team despite a run of poor results.
I think Old Trafford is not a nice place to come for an opponent. We are aware of it. It starts with us. But then, of course, then you hope that the fans, we are together. And as long as I'm here, I always have the feeling we are absolutely together. There's a very strong bond between the team and the fans. They're always behind us, even when we have big setbacks. But we have to take the responsibility. It starts with us. We have to energise them.
We're going to talk about Man United's game tonight a bit later on. This is just a chat about managers, okay? And I'm just going to get straight to the point with most of my questions. Is he the right man for the job, Erik Ten Hag?
Well, in my view, I think he's been fortunate to still be there in some of the performances that they've had. I also, want to call him out a little bit to show a bit more personality, because I think he's like playing the game a little bit in terms of being restricted in what he's saying. Like he's just that interview there. It's a similar tone. We're all together in this. There's no problems. I think Man United fans want to see a bit of personality from him, a little bit more. Like, actually, we've been rubbish, and we need to turn it on tonight. This is Bayern Munich. We got to turn up. I'd liked him to sort of come out of that a little bit, and I think, if he's being like that in the dressing room and being very matter of fact, I think that's going to be a bigger problem for him.
When going back to what you originally said, you think he's quite lucky to be there still. So he had an unbelievable season last time round. Okay, he got top four, won the League Cup and got to the FA Cup final. A brilliant first season for a club that was struggling when he got there.
Well, it's Man United. I don't know. But anyway, go on.
But when he got there, they weren't the Man United of old, shall we say. So his job was to take them, or try and take them back to the successful Fergie years. Why do you think in the 16 odd games that United have had so far in the Premier League, and I'll admit, of course, the Champions League has been appalling so far.
Well, you say the Champions League has been appalling. He's lost 7 games.
In the Premier League?
In the Premier League.
Yeah.
It takes some doing as Man United manager.
No, it's not been good in the Champions League.
No.
Or the Premier League.
Okay.
But it would have been nuts to get rid of him this early on in the season.
No, listen, I'm not here with my LMA manager's hat on looking to get rid of managers. But I personally think you were saying to me, what should he do? In my view, offer us a bit more of your personality. Come out and be a little bit more
animated.
No, not so much animated, but like connect a little bit more. He's being a bit matter of fact, bit like, we're all in it. Everybody's happy. Let's get McTominay on. There's team spirit in the dressing room. Make sure you touch on that. It all seems orchestrated. The whole message coming out of Man United. And if I was them, if I was the PR at Man United with the experience I've got, I'd say, come on, guys. Just get out there.
Is that not the difference between an English manager and a foreign manager?
No,
in this
I don't
case,
think
a Dutch
it is.
manager?
Because, what about Klopp then? Is he English?
No, fine. Okay, good point.
Okay.
So, does Klopp ever come out and say we were rubbish? Maybe he does. I don't know.
Well, I don't say you've got to say we're rubbish, but I'm saying just talk a little bit more about, being perhaps
honest.
The fans. We've lost too many games this year. We need to deliver tonight. Put yourself on the line a little bit, rather than sort of hiding behind a kind of corporate talk, if you know what I mean.
Why do you think it's not worked this season for him?
Because I'm a manager, I know that there's some things about Man United that no one knows. Who's in charge of the transfer policy? How big is he saying that? So we don't know that answer. Are them players, some of those players, really being obstructive to the manager and to results? We're not to know that because, okay, you can hear rumours, but you don't know for a fact how significant has the isolating of a player been to the group, which players think that is unacceptable, and how much of the group thinks it was the right thing to do, because there's going to be a split on that. Trust me, there will. So all these things are all adding up to issues, and I don't underestimate that he has a lot of issues at Man United, and that's without going into the owners and, what's going on in the background with Ratcliffe and everything else. I just think my advice to him, if I was sitting in his manager's room today, so whatever the result, go and be more relative in the press, be more kind of open a little bit more.
Okay.
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker.